Hello, 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 and welcome to another live ukulele jam with me, Matt Stead. Really looking forward to seeing you all tonight. We've got a really nice one tonight where we're going to play some really simple but beautiful songs. So kind of easy-ish chords, nice simple melodies, really beautiful kind of the way they flow and everything. So really accessible. But as always, for those that are kind of more used to playing Kanikapila or Kanikapila veterans, as I like to call them, there's stuff for you guys as well. So we're going to have loads and loads of fun tonight. Should be good. Not got any snow here this week. It's all gone mild, so it's kind of, which I don't mind because it kind of hints at the spring to come, which is one of my favourite times of year. We'll get some of the butterflies emerging soon, which is going to be really exciting. Although I'll get a bit of a head start because I'm going to Florida next month, so hopefully I'll see a few there where it's a little bit warmer than here. Hi guys, hi Trisha, hi Johnny. Hope you're all doing well. Hi Elka, good to see you. Oh, thanks intro. This was a present off my mum. It was actually my Christmas present, but it got delayed in the post, so it's only just come now. So she knows me well, obviously, didn't she? It's lovely. I love this top. So thanks, Mum, if you are watching. Hi, Anthony. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Love to Jacinta too. Hi, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Aloha from Oahu, Tim. Tim, I just got your email. I didn't have quite time to read through it properly before I started tonight. But you know Boy Racer, Lucy Dacus or Dacus, I don't know how to pronounce it. She's on the front cover of Guitar Magazine in the UK this week. So I was actually reading all about her, which was quite interesting. Lots of flooding up there. So Robin's out in the garden where he belongs, Trisha. Hi Harry, don't worry, you'll escape that snow soon, won't you? So it's all good. It's all good. Hi Bazza. Okay, so just before we get started tonight, just wanted to bring on something very exciting, seeing Harry has just reminded me. Well, we have the flyer for next year's ukulele cruise. So we're going to do another one next year. I knew I said that this year's was the last, but Donna decided to do another, and she really kindly invited me to teach on it, which I was dead chuffed about. Thank you, Donna. So we're going to be sailing next February 6th to the 14th of February. So we're going to be away for Sandy's birthday, so you'll have to come along and celebrate it with us. It's on a brand new ship as well, which is really exciting. So we're on the Celebrity Excel, and it's getting some really, really good reviews. So that's exciting as well, a new ship. The other thing that I was really excited about when I was emailing Donna is that this is the first cruise that we've done where there are some single rooms available. And I know quite a few people have wanted to come on their own, but they're a bit worried about the price, you know, because having to pay for a double suite and stuff. So if you are interested and you want a single room, get in touch with Donna soon, because apparently there's only a few and they do sell out really, really quickly. But you get a chance to have a single room all to yourself. So get in touch. Emails on the flyer, but I'll put the details on the website by the end of this week as well, as with all the events. The other event I wanted to tell you about was Sore Fingers. So this is the week I'm doing in the UK, and this is going to be in April. It's actually when my birthday's on, so you can come and celebrate it with me if you like. We're going to have a whole week of learning. You'll be learning from little old me for several days. So some really intensive tuition with myself on ukulele. It's a bluegrass and old time camp. So we'll play a lot of bluegrass and old time, but also we're going to play other stuff as well. I'll teach you all sorts. But if you enjoy the claw hammer lesson, which I'm going to do next week, this might be for you. It also features some of the best bluegrass and old time players from around the world. Ron Block, for instance, is going to be there from Alison Krauss's band. Just amazing. So yeah, well worth coming along. We have, I think we've got 8 signed up so far, but we need 15 by the end of January for it to go ahead. So if you're not sure, do get in touch soon. The booking forms are linked to Facebook, but again, I'll put those on the website as well. And then one last thing, just before we start, we've got our normal Wednesday fortnightly lesson, not this week, but the week after. Oh, there we go. There's Sir Robin. He was hiding there all along. So come along to that. I'm going to teach you some really cool claw hammer techniques whilst we look at the piece Will the Circle Be Unbroken, which is one of my favourite old-time pieces. So come along and join me for that if you can. Replay will be available afterwards. So let's have a look at some songs for tonight then, to have a look at what we're going to be doing. We've got a really nice mix tonight of kind of more contemporary and then old stuff. Some really, really sweet stuff going on. Now, if you look at this and you think, oh my gosh, he said it was simple. Actually, this one's way easy and it looks, you'll see why in a minute. It's really easy peasy lemon squeezy once you get into it. Remember, with Kanikapila, we just take a key of music. This one's in the key of C, which you can see at the top. The reason we get so many ukulele songs in the key of C is the fact that it has no sharps and no flats, so it's really easy to remember the notes and the chords that come up in it. And we number those chords 1 through 7, so C being 1, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And in any key, the first, the fourth and the fifth chords are major, the second, the third and the sixth chords are minor, and then the seventh is that unusual diminished chord, which rarely comes up in pop songs, but you do see it sometimes. So we have common chords that have kind of personalities, if you like, and it's really worth learning some of those personalities as we do things. So, for instance, the one chord we know, because I say it's every week that I'm always banging on about it, that kind of sets us off on a journey. It's where we feel resolved. So when we play, say, F to G, it doesn't feel resolved until we go back to that lovely C chord, right? The same with if we play D minor G. It still wants that C chord, doesn't it, to finish it off, which is really, really nice. So that gives us a sense of resolution, setting us off on the journey. The 4 chords, C, D, E, F, that creates a sense of change. It's not like really a tense chord, but it creates a sense of movement. So you notice in the chorus, we have the 4 chords start in the chorus for some change. And the 5 chord creates a bit of tension, so you tend to get that at the end of a phrase. So when we do the chorus, we're literally just going 4, 5, and it's like there's a slightly building tension, even though it's quite a relaxed song. Notice if I stop on the G, feels a bit like a cliffhanger. It wants to go back to that C chord, right? So that's really powerful. We've got the 4 and the 5 chords in the chorus. Oh, and John is just asking me to tell you about the interesting uke. So this one is a kamaka. In actual fact, I'll talk a little bit more about it in a minute, because we're going to do a song that was kind of influenced my decision to get into kamaka ukuleles. But it's a little tiny kamaka from 1926. So next year, this is going to be 100 years old. How cool is that? And it's one of the ones that they made in monkey pod, which is quite cool. So monkey pod was a kind of mahogany-like wood, which was quite readily available in Hawaii. So when they didn't want to do instruments in koa, if they couldn't get hold of it, they'd often use monkey pod. Kamaka have started using it again. It gives it a really nice warm tone. I love monkey pod, and the neck is monkey pod as well, and the headstock. So it's like it's all kind of wood. There's no bone nut. The bridge is just literally just wood. It's got a wooden nut, which again makes it feel warm. The only things metal on it are the frets and the tuners, which are quite cool. And if you look inside, if I hold it in the right light, you can see the old label, and it's actually a concert size uke. By modern standards, this would be called a soprano, but when ukuleles first came round, they were really, really tiny. And I've got a soprano made the same year as this, and it is a fair bit smaller even than this uke, which is nice. So it's just got a lovely... old-fashioned tone. Sometimes I just really want to play an old soprano uke or, you know, concert uke. It feels nice. That's what's going on. Okay, so let's have a go at that chorus just so that we can do the easy bit first to get you into it. Remember that each of these boxes is 4 beats or a measure. So literally for that chorus, all you've got to do is count to 4 on an F, count to 4 on a G. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really nice, right? And all we're going to do for this one, we're not going to do anything fancy pants. We're just going to strum up and down. Literally as simple as that. I like to think of this as running, 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 running. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. Later on in a minute, I'll show you some chucking on this that you can do as well for those that are a bit more advanced and they want to practice. Oh, I got a record behind me, by the way. This one is off. Let me just bring it down quickly. This one's off In Between Dreams, his album that he released 2005, this one. It's a really gorgeous album, so full of laid-back tunes. Jack Johnson really lives the life out in Hawaii as well. Like, he's a proper surfer and everything, so he's the real deal. Brilliant album. If you haven't already got it, it's worth getting hold of. Let's have a look at the verses now. These look more complicated, and they are in some ways because there's 2 chords per measure, you'll notice. So you only count to 2 on each of these chords. But the brilliant thing is they're really easy. I'll show you what I mean. So first off, we've got C, a normal C chord, C major. Then we've got C major 7. That just adds a B note, this note here. That B to the C chord, which gives it a slightly different tone, which is really, really nice. Aloha, Karen. Thanks, Trisha. Yeah, it's proper old school, isn't it? It feels like an old uke when you're playing it. So, yeah. So C to C major, just use the 3rd fret to the 2nd fret on the A string. Then we go to an A minor. You can just take that finger up. And then A minor 7, no fingers at all. Okay, so we've got C, C major 7, A minor, fingers off for A minor 7, and then some chords that most of you know: F chord, C chord, D minor chord. That's like an F with this extra finger added in on the 2nd fret, and a G. And this chords progression is based on Heart and Soul by Hoagy Carmichael. It's got a very similar progression to it. The reason we've got those funny chords at the start, because you could just play C and A minor, but the reason he's got those extra chords in is, have a listen to this. It creates like, we often call it line cliche, or like this little moving mini melody. Can you hear those coming down? C, B, A up here, G when we do the A minor 7. So you get this da, 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 da. And then when you do the next chords, it feels like it's moving back up. Da, 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 da. Really beautiful, isn't it? We often refer to that as a 1-6-4-5 progression. Don't sweat it too much, but 1 being C, 6 if you count up, C, D, E, F, G, A. 4 being F, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, D, E, F. And eventually we get back to 5, don't we? 1, C, D, E, F, G. All right, so really simple common chords. And what you're going to do is you're going to strum each of these for 2 beats or half a measure. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 4 chords, but notice there's only 1 finger for each. And then you can do your F, C, D minor, that's all the verses. Try it with me. C, C major 7, A minor, B minor 7, F, C, D minor, and G. Okay, now that's most of the song, believe it or not. It's really, really sweet. It's that simple. If you want your chord diagrams, they're at the bottom of the second page underneath the lyrics there. You've got the chords written out as well for you. Okay, so that's the verses and the chorus. We've got one extra bit, which is the bridge at the end. And this is just what we call a 2-5 progression. That just means the second chord in the key of C, C, D. And remember at the start I told you that that D is played as a D minor. Well, that's what we've got here. It's D minor to the 5 chord G. And again, that's similar to the 4-5. It just kind of builds up tension. So you get this D minor for 2 to G. Sorry, D minor for 1, is it? D minor. And it just does that. In fact, actually, I'll go back to the first page because you can see it clearer. So this is this bit here. D minor to G. 2-5 combination. Do it again. No worries, Pam. Good to have you here. We do it 2 more times. And then right at the end, we go to 4-5. F, G. Slightly more relaxed sounding, right? Which is really nice. Then we do it one more time. And that's it. So that's all of the chords that you need. It's really nice. Once you've got the hang of this one, just keep doing it over and over and it will sound really, really lovely. Now, if you're a beginner, you can come back to this later on or you can give it a go now, but don't worry about this next bit. But this is for people that have been playing for a while and they just want to add a little bit of extra in. What you can do, it works through the verses as well, but I tend to do it in the chorus. What we do is we can do a chuck, and a chuck is where you mute the strings. I like to do it. You can do a chuck with this hand. I actually chuck with this hand by just muting the strings, by putting my fingers on the strings but not pressing. And I get that sound. It's an what's it? Onomatopoeia. It sounds like what it is. Chuck, 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 chuck. And what we do, we're going to try this on an F chord, is we're going to do an up, down, up. Okay? Up, down, up. Up, down, up. Okay? I'm running. I'm running. And then when we come for the next down, we're going to introduce any fingers here. It could be any fingers at all, very lightly, so that it mutes the strings like this. Up, down, up. Up, down, up. Up, down, up. Up, down, up. Okay, so you get that lovely chuck on the F. Better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Better. Isn't that lovely? On the G, what I do is I use my little finger, up, down, up, chuck. Notice I'm just rotating that wrist slightly. And it's only got to touch the strings. Try that with me on a G. Up, down, up, chuck. Up, down, up, chuck. Up, down, up, chuck. And it just sounds lovely on the chorus. You can do it on the verse as well. But it's a bit trickier because there's more chords going on. So if this is your first time trying to chuck, I would just do it on the chorus bit, which is really nice, just F to G, so it gives you plenty of time to think about it. The words on this one, the only bit that's difficult, I think, in this song is actually trying to get the words out in time, because it's a bit of a, there's some really unusual phrasing that he uses, particularly in the second half of the song. So don't worry, I'll take the words and maybe come in on the verses, just sing Better When We're Together with me in the chorus, which is really, really, really nice. It's an old Kamaka, Leslie. I'll tell you a bit more about it in a minute, but yeah, an old Kamaka from 1926. Okay, so one more thing, just in case you want to. if you're feeling brave, you can also do a little bit of soloing on this one, because you'll notice that here and on the first line and at the end we've got these little interludes, which is just the introduction, which is actually the chords from the verse. Okay, so you're doing the same thing over and over. But if you want to, you can use the notes that I've written out here to play a little solo. And notice we're in the key of C, so this is your C major pentatonic. It can also be called the A minor pentatonic. All the same notes in a different order, right? So this one's really easy to remember because you've got this is the only place where I regret not using a uke with dots. So I might just change ukes for this. Just a second. So what you've got is on your A string, you can play open A. C, which is your next dot, D, which is your next one, E, which is your next one, G up here and A up here. So you can do a whole solo just using the dots on your A string whenever you're in the key of C. How cool is that? You can also do your dots on your E string. Just notice, if you have a look at the diagram carefully, that when we get up here, we don't hit the 7th fret, we go up to the 8th. That's the only awkward bit on the E string. Otherwise, you can hit all your dots. Okay. All right. So you can have a little go at that, have a little solo whilst you're playing. Let me just set up my speaker and I'll play a bit for you so you can hear it. Where are we? Sorry, guys. So I'll just play around with the dots just like I just showed you. Here we go. Get the idea. So you can just, if you want to, when I'm doing the instrumental bits, just have a little noodle, have a little play around and see if you can come up with a little improvised solo. It's a lovely, 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 lovely thing to do. Leslie says my uke's older than her. I should think so. 100 years old next year, as I was saying. Indrani was just asking, would you do a picking for the verses? This one's quite awkward to pick, Indrani, because it's sorry, just making sure this is the right size so that when I bring the next comment on it doesn't appear tiny. Okay, right. You could pick it. I would probably do something simple like maybe G string and then pull. So if you wanted to have a go at that, I'm just picking a G string with my thumb and then I'm pulling up with these 3 fingers twice. Oh, I need to do them 3 times, don't I, because we're in 4/4. But it's quite tricky. I would strum this one, and I think it works beautifully strummed anyway. Because if you listen to the original, Jack Johnson is playing guitar rather than ukulele, but it's got a lovely warm strum tone to it. So that's what we're going to replicate with this. All right, should we give it a go then, folks? Remember, once you've got that first line down, you can do it over the whole thing, and it will sound really, really nice. Just look out for those FG choruses. Okay, I'll try this as best I can. If it looks like I'm staring off into the distance, it's just because this one I need to pay close attention to the words because they're quite tricky to do. So I might be looking over here just as we play. Okay, so let's give it a go. Intro to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no combination of... Oh, I'm going to do that again because I mucked it up and I want to get the first one right. So sorry, guys. I was concentrating too much on the comments come through. I'll just move those out of the way for a sec. Okay, sorry, guys. We'll start that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I could try for your heart. Our dreams, they're made out of real things, like a shoebox of photographs with sepia tone loving. Love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart. Like, why are we here? What do we do? And how come it's so hard? It's not always easy, sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at the stars when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Try a little solo or strum with me. Same again. And all these moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight, but I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings or brings new things for tomorrow night. You'll see that they'll be gone too many things I have to do, but all these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene. I'll be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. Not so many things to do, the places we gotta be. We'll sit beneath the mango tree. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Look at the stars when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Now the bridge, D minor. I believe in memories. They look so pretty when I sleep. Hey now, and when I wake up to you, you look so pretty sleeping next to me. But there is not enough time, and there is no song that I could sing, and there is no combination of words that I could say, but I will still tell you one thing, we're better when we're together. Gorgeous song, isn't it? Isn't that so sweet? It's a bit low for me to sing that one. I feel like I'm doing that a lot recently, arranging songs that are quite in a low voice for me. Next one's a bit like that as well. But it just works so beautifully in the key of C because you haven't got any really tricky chords. I mean, that D minor catches some people out, but it's fairly simple stuff. So have a real kind of relax with that and just enjoy it. And breathe, I know. I did practice this twice today, Peter, even though it's one of my favourite songs. When I got to that second bit, I was kind of flying by the seat of my pants a bit. It's like, oh, can I get all those syllables out? It's one of those songs that is easy to play on uke, but it's hard to sing. It's very much like, what's that Jason Mraz song? I won't hesitate. I'm Yours by Jason Mraz. That's the same thing. It's 4 chords over and over. Really nice, easy, gentle chuck rhythm. But all the words are really weirdly phrased, so it takes a bit of time to get used to. But yeah. Oh, don't worry, Tranny. Just give it a go. Give it a go. Yeah. Oh, Harry's just saying. Oh, let me see. I've done that thing where the comments are cut off. Give me just a sec. Let's see. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Harry's just asking. It looks like a separate word used for the fingerboard on this uke. Yeah, so all the old ukuleles like this, Harry. What happened was, rather than having a fingerboard laid over the top like on guitars, the earliest ukuleles, and Nunes used to do this, one of the first builders, and Santos as well, and then Samuel Kamaka. They're literally just hammered into the neck, because we don't need a raised fretboard. It just makes it easier to kind of get your nails in and pick without scraping the top. And some people like the woods used, like rosewood or ebony, a very hard wood for the fretboard. But I really like this. And a lot of the early ukes were like this. So yeah, just metal T-bars just pushed straight into the wood, which is amazing. Like I say, look at that wooden nut. Isn't that cool? And the bridge as well, no saddle or anything. So it just gives it all such a gentle woody tone. Sweet, isn't it? Like the sound of Hawaii, which is lovely. Colin's just asking which strings I have on it. These ones are Martin's, Martin M600s, the soprano concert Martins fluorocarbons. So they work. I find Martins work really well for vintage ukes because they're quite they're a softer fluorocarbon, so they have that nice kind of warm, gentle traditional tone, which I really like. So yeah, Worth Clears would work as well, or any kind of fluorocarbon. Les is just asking how I came to have it. So this one, I can't remember where I bought it from. I don't think I got it from, I think I got it from Japan. In Japan, there's a lot of ukulele shops where they're really passionate about their vintage ukuleles. Because if you think about it, Hawaii being kind of almost in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, Japan actually isn't that far as the crow flies to get there. And you get a lot of Japanese immigrants into Hawaii, particularly Oahu, which is interesting when you consider Pearl Harbor and stuff. But like the Koaloa family, what's his name? The Ukamis, isn't it? They were originally they have Japanese descent. So yeah, I think it was in a ukulele shop in Japan, and I just saw it and bought it. It was way underpriced. Quite often people don't kind of, that it's got a couple of cracks in it, and people are really wary of that sort of stuff with vintage ukes. But I don't mind. I know how to cleat them up and stuff if there's an issue. But yeah, I just love it. So one of my passions is really early Kamaka ukes. I just love the way they sound, and modern Kamakas as well. I've got some modern Kamakas which I really love, and Kamaka, yeah, definitely. And Kamaka, the world's oldest continuous still going ukulele manufacturer. So they started, I think, in 1910 with Samuel Kamaka, and it's gone through the families. Casey Kamaka builds a lot of the custom ukes now, who I guess would be the grandchild of Samuel, I think. Yeah, they Martin also started in 1910, but Martin took a break during the kind of the war years because they concentrated on guitar for a bit. So Kamakas are the ones that are still going through. But yeah, I love a Kamaka. And talking of that, our next song's by a band called Oh No It's Not. Is the third song. I'll talk to you about it in a minute. Our third. Oh no, it is the next song. Sorry, I went too far. The next song is by a band called the Magnetic Fields. And the Magnetic Fields, they're still around now and playing, but they released a really influential indie album in the 90s called 69 Love Songs. This is the vinyl set on 10-inch, and you can see there's a lot of music on there, 69 songs that Stephen Merritt wrote and released. Really interesting songwriter, brilliant songwriter. His lyrics are really witty and can be really kind of cutting in a beautiful way. And they released this album called 69 Love Songs. And Stephen Merritt's a multi-instrumentalist. He plays all sorts of instruments. But this song specifically, plus lots of others on the album, were recorded for and on ukulele. And the reason I really fell in love with kamakas is because when I saw them on a tour at the end of the 90s, Stephen was playing kamaka ukuleles. So I was like, I want to get one of those. So I got into Hawaiian music via an indie pop band from the States. Which is kind of mad, isn't it? And then I got really into the Hawaiian artists, you know, all the old Eddie Kamai and the folks like that, and then modern Hawaiian artists like Jake Shimabukuro, Craig Chi and stuff. So yeah, I don't know what I was telling you. Oh, that's why I'm playing a kamaka. But this is from 69 Love Songs, and it's a really, really beautiful song. Some of the album that's so melancholic but beautiful. The reason I chose this one is it's really, really lovely, simple song in the key of G. And as I say, it's written and performed on uke, so you'll hear the uke when you play it. Now, Stephen Merritt, and the last time we did this, plays it in the key of F. So he plays F, followed by C, followed by B flat, like this. And if you listen to the original, that's the exact chords that he's playing. But everyone hates a B flat, and I wanted to make today's Kanikapila a bit more beginner friendly. So if anyone's got a new uke over Christmas and they're dipping their toes in, they could have a go. So what I've done is I've taken each of those chords and I've done what we call transposing. I've changed the key by just raising every chord up one step. So F becomes G, C becomes D, and B flat becomes C, which is much, much easier. And the really nice thing is, because there's no flats or sharps, it's easier to play, but you can really key, you can see the Nashville numbers in there really clearly. So we've got the one chord is the key, is G, in the key of G, G. Then we've got the 5 chord, which is D, G, A, B, C, D. Makes sense, right? Then we've got the 4 chord, which is C. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have a look at most of the song, that's basically what we've got going for the whole song. And the 1 makes you feel at home. The 5 creates tension. And then a sense of movement on this C, which we're going to make move even more in a minute. I'll show you how. But just the basic pattern is just 1, 5, 4. And you go again. G and D and C. G and D and C. G and D and C. So that's 1, 5, 4. Really easy, right? Then when we get to the end of the verse, we've got the 6 chord, which just introduces a really nice touch of melancholy, which is lovely. So only 1 note different from a C, in fact, so it works really beautifully. And then remember I said at the end of a line or the end of a section, quite often get the 5 chord, which is like asking a question. What's the question? It wants to go back to number 1. All right, which is interesting. Oh, hi, Hago. How you doing, mate? Just saying that Portuguese cavaquinhos didn't have fretboards on the top. That makes sense completely. I didn't know that actually, Hago, but it makes sense completely because the first early ukuleles were made by Portuguese makers. They went from Madeira to the Hawaii on a boat called the Raven's Crag, and they took their cavaquinhos and rishals with them. So it makes sense that the early ukuleles were built the same way. Nicely done. Love it. Okay, so that's basically the verses, and we're going to do that on the instrumental. Now the chorus is even easier because each chord is for a whole measure. So we just play G, C, we just do that again. G, movement of C, tension of D, makes you want to go back to G. And then at the end, we just have 1 little repeat at the end, which is really nice. Anthony's just asking, why does it sound like raindrops keep falling on my head? Probably really similar chords. Yeah, really similar chords, Anthony. I think that is based on 1, 4, and 5. So many cool songs are built from these three chords. Most of the blues is built from these three chords as well. It's quite amazing, really, what you can do with just what's it? They used to call it three chords and the truth. That's all you need, right? I think it's Pete Seeger that said that. We're going to do a Pete Seeger song next week, incidentally. Okay, so that's the basics. Now, if you want to, you see we've got a little speech bubble here which says try adding C major 7. This is kind of replicating that something Stephen does in the original. When you play that C chord, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, you can do this little kind of shuffle, if you like, by playing from C major, that just means a C, to C major 7, which is that chord we did in the last song. And all you do is you put both fingers down. I like to use my third and second, and you just start with your finger on and you go on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. It really is that simple. So that one stays where it is, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. And it adds even more movement to that C. I'll show you what I mean. And the nice thing is when you go to that G, you've got a finger down already for it as well. Really nice. Another thing that I like to do, but you don't have to, but if you're interested, you can also play that D chord. It's quite hard to squeeze your fingers in on a uke this small. What you can do is bar the whole of the 2nd fret and have your little finger up here. I haven't got any dots, that's the only problem about these old ukes, but this is on the 5th fret. So you can play your D chord like that if you want. It's a bit trickier in some ways. I really like the way that sounds, so I'm going to do that on the little instrumental bits, and then I'm just going to use the normal D in the verses. But because it's a kind of D, you can play along. Which you can choose whichever one you want. Go for the easy one if you want. That's not a problem whatsoever. Now, we haven't really got much opportunity to solo on here, but there is a little interlude here and a bit of a longer one up here. If you're playing along, it's just the chords from the verse and the intro, the same thing over and over again, right? Anthony's got raindrops stuck in his head. I love that song. Just such a beautiful song, isn't it? So if you want to, I'll have to grab my other uke with the dots so I can show you this. If you want to, you could do a little bit of soloing. For this one, because we're in the key of G major, we're going to do a G major pentatonic, which starts on the C string way up here on the 7th fret, like this. Then we go up 2 to 9. This is this diagram, incidentally, if you're following it. All right, so 7 to 9 on the C string, 7 to 10 on the E string, and 7 to 10 on the A string. And this is the classic My Girl one, right? For Indrani. You can also, yeah, My Girl! You can also combine that with the E minor pentatonic, which if you look closely is exactly the same notes, just in a different order, which kind of just gives you another place to play it. So you can play 4th fret of the C string to 7th, 5th fret to 7, 5th fret to 7. Notice we're still using those dots a lot, aren't we? So a lot of them involve those dots. And remember, you haven't got to play loads and loads of those notes. You can keep it really simple because this is quite a simple song. So I play a backing track and you can hear. That was a little bit noodly, but notice, have a look at this. So remember, it doesn't have to be something like crazy complex. You can get a really lovely solo going relatively simply, which is really nice. And you'll have this sheet up, so if you want, the notes are there if you want to have a little noodle. Let me just take a quick slap. Okay, right, here we go. Let's try not to burp. That'd be very unprofessional. Okay, my girl, you got it. Okay, so let's give this one a try. Really, really beautiful song. You'll soon get the hang of it. It's almost the same thing over and over. Okay, let me just see if I can move this so you can see a little bit more what's going on with this uke. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. G, D, C. Here we go. Dance with me, my old friend, once before we go. Let's pretend this song won't end. We'll never have to go home, and we'll dance among the chandeliers. And nothing matters when we're dancing. In tatter-tatters you're entrancing. Be we in Paris or in Lansing, nothing matters when we're dancing. This last chord should be a G, not C. Okay, so G. You've never been more beautiful. Your eyes are like 2 full moons. Is here in this poor old dance hall, among the dreadful tunes, the awful songs we don't even hear. And nothing matters when you're dancing. In tatter-tatters you're entrancing. Be we in Paris or in Lansing, nothing matters when we're dancing. D to G. Try a little solo. Solo, bring it to a close here. Final chorus. And nothing matters when we're dancing. In tatter-tatters you're entrancing. Be we in Paris or in Lansing, nothing matters when we're dancing. Nothing matters when we're dancing. Isn't that lovely? And like I say, that's really close to the original. He just plays it in a lower key, and he plays it on a Kamaka ukulele, so it has that really beautiful but simple ukulele sound to it, which is I really, really love. I think it's ever so sweet. And the whole album is absolutely cracking. It kind of takes you on a journey because you've got what is it, 30, 20, what's 69 divided by 3? You can't do it, can you? It's so many songs per record, so many per side, and it really takes you on a journey. It's got kind of lots of gentle stuff, ukulele stuff, cello, but also it's got some kind of electronic stuff later on. It's really fascinating, amazing album. Amazing musician, Stephen Merritt. My favourite album there is called The Charm of the Highway Strip, which he was obsessed with vampires, and it's all songs to do with vampires, but you wouldn't know it. It's just like songs about the moon and stuff like that. But fantastic album as well, worth checking out if you haven't already heard of them. But yeah, brilliant artist. On YouTube, I'll see if I can find the link and post it on Facebook, but if not, just Google it on YouTube. There's a whole documentary about him kind of working on this album and the next album. And it goes into like, he actually goes into a hotel. It might even be his bedroom, I can't remember. And he opens the closet and he pulls out all these ukuleles, like these kamakas and stuff. And it's really, really sweet. So when I started playing ukulele at the back end of the 90s, I can't believe it. I've been playing for like 27 years or something like that now. You'd think I'd be better, right? But when I first started in the 90s, I used to have this old Mahalo red, you know, the old kind of bright red Mahalo ukuleles that you get. And I used to play that round concert places in kind of Devon and London, places where I used to live. And I used to do some magnetic field covers because I just think they're just so good. Right, we've got a couple more songs to go. Again, really simple, these next ones. This song is mostly the same 4 chords over and over again. Really, really good fun. Just before we do it, just a reminder that if you're around next Wednesday, I'd love it if you wanted to join in our claw hammer ukulele. We're going to look at Will the Circle Be Unbroken? And I'm going to teach you that kind of, that claw hammer style. We're going to go into all that kind of old time style. Now I go into a lot of detail how to play it different ways. Traditional claw. But also with that more kind of modern way of playing. So we'll kind of dig into that, and we're going to look at one of my favourite songs, as I say, Will the Circle Be Unbroken? We're going to base it on the Carter family version, which was, there was a beautiful cover with June Carter and Johnny Cash later on, but we're going to look at the Carter version, the original one that was recorded in Chicago, I think? No, must have been Nashville. I'm not sure. Anyway, and don't forget, come cruise with me, come cruise on the Caribbean Sea. I'll put this on Facebook and on the website later on, but it's official. It's been announced February 6th to 14th next year. Come along to the cruise. And remember, spread the word. If you know anyone that wanted to come but weren't able to because they couldn't get a single, this is the first ship where we've got single rooms available. So get in touch with Donna and she'll help you book that. If you want a single room, get in soon, because like I say, they do go as well, which is great. Oh, thanks, Pam. Pam said she loved it last time I taught it, the magnetic fields, and became hooked on the album. It's so great, isn't it? So many great songs. I love that. I'm the luckiest guy on the Lower East Side, because I've got wheels and you want to go for a ride. So many great songs. I mean, it's fantastic. Okay, let's have a look at our third song for tonight then, which is by a band called Weezer. I haven't got the record to this one, even though I've got most of their stuff on vinyl, because I was too late to the party and I had it on CD originally, and I can't find it on vinyl now, which is really annoying. But it's a great, great album. Weezer, they're a kind of like a, I guess, indie rock band, you call it, or some people would even call it kind of grunge or even a bit shoegazy at time. Very loud, crunchy guitars and stuff, but they wrote some really beautifully crafted songs. And this one came out on, I think it was their third album. It's called the Green Album. In fact, lots of their albums were just colours. So the first album is eponymous. It just says Weezer on it. So everyone calls it the Blue Album. Then there's the Green Album, which I think is their third album. Then there's the Red Album. There's even a Black Album later on. There's even a Teal Album where they've done covers recently. They did have some with kind of proper names as well, like their second album's called Pinkerton. But I love Weezer. They're just so much fun. I got them from a song called The Sweater Song, which some of you guys might remember. If you want to undo my sweater, hold the cord as I walk away. Don't want to go on the ocean, Indrani. You're more of a flyer. I'll tell you what, though, I get seasick on ferries, but I didn't even feel the movement on the ship. It's so big, you don't really feel it going up and down or anything. Helps that we're on the Caribbean as well, not North Sea, for sure. Anyway, let me show you what's going on with this one. This one's in the key of E minor, so we're in a minor key. It can also be thought of as G major, their relative major to minor. So I've written it out as if it's in G because it's easier to learn that way. So yeah. Oh, that's all right, Laura. Nothing wrong with a bit of Harry Belafonte, bit of Calypso. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's very, very similar to another one, isn't it? It always makes me think of Islands in the Stream as well. Islands in the Stream, you know what you are. But anyway, that's a whole other thing, isn't it? Country music. Thanks, Mark. Good stuff. You'll love it. You'll love it. This is such a fun one. Okay, so what we're going to do is let's have a look at the chords first because they're relatively simple. So we've got E minor, which you can play this way by putting a finger on the 2nd fret of the A string. Just imagine you're walking up the stairs. So 3rd fret of the E string, 4th fret of the C string. Okay. I'll show you an even easier way to deal with that in a minute, but that's one way of doing it. Then we'll do A minor. Try and use your 1st finger, because then when we go to the D, which is next, you can keep it where it is, look. And then we go back to a G, which is the 1 chord, okay? So this could be thought of as a 6-2-5-1, a really common chord progression. In fact, one of the most common chord progressions in all of jazz music is a 1-6-2-5. Similar to that, 6-2-5-1. It's kind of like it in reverse almost, isn't it? Now, the reason that works so beautifully is that E minor is only 1 note away from G. They look completely different, don't they? Because of the way we put our fingers. But this is the cool thing. This also helps you to play it as well. Notice that when we play an E minor chord, if I was to use my little finger on the 4th fret of the C string like that, it takes the place of this finger, right? You can't play both those notes at the same time. So when you change from G to E minor, which happens in this song, you could just put this finger down here. Here it comes. See how I do that? Or if you find that difficult, because some people don't like to use their little finger, you can just go for a traditional E minor as well. Just those chords round and round. 6-2-5-1. Remember in the key of G, so G's the 1, makes sense, right? A minor is the 2. Remember that that's 2 chord is always a minor. G, A minor. And then we've got 6, which is E minor, G, A, B, C, D, E. And then we've got 5, the tension, which is D, G, A, B, C, D. So you can see how these chords work really, really beautifully. So the verses and most of the song are just those chords over and over again. I'll play it slowly the first time and then see if we can speed it up. Hip, 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 hip. And the reason I love this song, that the verse, when you're on a holiday, exactly the same chords. You can't find the words to say, all the things that come to you, and I wanna feel it too, on an island in the sun. Oh, just the chorus too. We'll be playing, having fun. The same thing round over and over, which is really cool, really simple, and it sounds really effective. There's one thing I just needed to show you ever so quickly, because it's a slight error, but it's the tiniest thing. Can you see this verse down here on the left hand side where it says where you're on a golden sea on the left hand side? The very last chord after the word zone, there should be another E minor there. You'll probably do it even without thinking, because remember, it's just the same chords over and over. for some reason I just forgot to put the E minor on the end, so there should be an E minor at the end of that verse. But anyway, just keep doing the same chords over and over and you'll be absolutely fine. Now, in terms of the strumming pattern for this one, Indrani, I like that. My friend Craig's been learning that on classical guitar. It's quite a cool song, isn't it? Kind of flamenco-y. Trisha, so for this one, we're going to keep it really, really simple. And the way I do it, I'm just making sure I've got the right one, I think. Just a second. Yeah, this is the way I like to do it. So the first two chords, I do down, down, up, down, down, up. So that's walk, running. Okay, down, down, up, walk, running. And I do that on the first measure, so each chord. And then when I go to the next two chords, D and G, I do all running. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So with the downs and the ups, it sounds like this. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Or phonetically, as I like to think about it, walk, running, walk, running, 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 walk, running, walk, running. I'll speed it up. Walk, running, walk, running, 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 walk, running, running. Isn't that cool? So you can as well, if you find that difficult, just do ups and downs. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You could just keep doing that the whole way through. And that will work absolutely fine as well. Notice there's no swing to it, it's just very straight up and down, which is really, really nice. There's one last bit to try if you want to. For the bridge, notice the only time the song changes, and it happens twice, once up here, once here, is in the bridge, which is like a new section. And this one goes from the 5 chords, D, which creates tension, which relieves, I was going to say relieves itself, that makes it sound like it's going to the toilet, which it resolves itself to the 1 chord. So the bridge just goes from 5 to 1. We'll run away together, and again, we'll spend some time forever. Then we have the 4 chord, we'll never, melancholy of the 6th chord, feel bad anymore. It's relatively simple. I'll show you that on the first page so you can see it better. It's this bit here. 2, 3, 4. We'll run away together. We'll spend some time forever. We'll never feel bad anymore. Notice the tension there. Hip, hip. And then we're back to this. Hip, hip. Isn't that cool? Really, really simple. Now, if you want to be super fancy, there's a riff part that we can do on this as well. And I'll swap ukes so you can see my dots, because it's going to be really important, I think. Here it is. Okay, so when we get to the instrumentals, if you like to, you can do this really cool riff. It's tabbed out here. What I do is I hold this finger over the whole of the 7th fret, or the bottom 3 strings, because we don't play anything on this one. And I hit 7 on the C string and 7 on the A string. Okay, see that? And then the next bit all happens on the E string. I go 10, 8, 7, and then 8, 7 again. Okay. It's basically the vocal melody. Have a go at it with me. 2, 3, 4. And then we go back here to 7 and 7. You could do this bar, but notice we're going to go behind it. So don't use your first finger this time. You could use your third. For the 7, 7 on the middle 2 strings now. And then 5 down here. Okay. And then we can. Okay. So this bit will sound like this. So that's like a G, G to a B, A, and then we go G, F sharp, and back. Okay. If I put it all together, okay, now you don't, that's quite tricky, so you don't have to have a go, but if you want to, you can do that on the instrumentals. I'll show you so you can hear the timing of it. I'll do a little. I realise you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry. That's no good, is it? That's better. So and so like that. The other thing you can do if you want to on those bits, if you want to do a little bit of kind of your own improvisation, is you can use the G major, E minor scale that we're using for the last song. So you could also noodle away using these 2 shapes as well. Let me show you. So you could have a little noodle there as well if you want to. See what you feel like. But the main thing is just get those 4 chords going round and round. Get really, really comfortable with it. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you've got that, you basically got the song. All right, let's do it. Let's have a go then. So, come up. I'll tip down so you can see what I'm doing as well. There we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that should work. Come in there. Okay. Get your, help if I was on the right song, wouldn't it? Get your E minor ready. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hip, hip. Sorry guys, I just need to rearrange so you can actually see what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. When you're on a holiday, you can't find the words to say, all the things that come to you, and I wanna feel it too. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing, having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control my brain. Hip, hip. Hip, hip. When you're on a golden sea, you don't need no memory, just a place to call your own, as we drift into the zone. On an island in the sun, we'll be playing, having fun, and it makes me feel so fine. I can't control spend some time forever. We'll never feel bad anymore. Hip, 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 hip. There we go. I wasn't sure how to end that, but there we go. Fun song, fun song. Just wanted to show you something really quickly here, just before we do our last song. Let me just take my final sip. Sorry, guys. It's very cold coffee. I think that's become one of my catchphrases now. I drink too much cold coffee. I just wanted to show you one more thing, which is kind of like the power of Nashville numbers, and that's what we call this way of arranging things, by thinking about the numbers, the sequence in the key. So say that wasn't in the right key for us. Maybe it was too high or too low to sing, or we wanted to try some different chords. Could we play this simply in another key? Yes, we can. All you need to do is use your fingers to count, right? So we know that the chords go 6, 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. And we know that those are the right chords in the key of G. We worked them out ourselves on our fingers. What if we wanted to do that, say, in the key of C? So we wanted to play it in a different key. Let's think about what the 6th chord would be in the key of C. C, D, E, F, G. It would be A minor, right? So A minor is our 6th chord. What would be our 2 chord in the key of C? C, D, D minor. So we've got A minor, D minor. What would be our 5 chords? C, D, E, F, G. What would be our 1 chord? Obviously C, right? Because that's the key we'd be in. So I know from 6, 2, 5, 1, just using my fingers, I could play A minor, D minor, G and C. Hip, 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 hip. When you're on a holiday, da 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 da. All right, so it's really handy, these numbers, because you could play this technically in any key just by counting on your fingers, which is really, it's quite a powerful, cool thing to do, isn't it? Which is great. Trisha's saying she fell off the boat a bit, but don't worry, got back in the end. That's the whole fun of it, isn't it? And as Indrani says, that's the point of Island in the Sun, to jump in the water and splash about a bit. That's the beauty of Kanikapilas, right? As well, if you go wrong, doesn't matter. Just come back in and you'll be fine, isn't it, Jenny? Yeah. Sorry, I don't know if it is Jenny. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, it's magic, isn't it? That little bit of theory can just get you so far, just thinking of those numbers. It's amazing. Try doing it with the other songs tonight. Maybe go back and have a look at the other songs and try seeing if you can put those in different keys just by counting on your fingers. If you'd like to know more about Nashville numbers in a lot of detail and why these chords fit together, if you go on my website, learnukulele.com, easy peasy to remember now, right? learnukulele.com. And just click on the live lessons and you'll see one that says fortnightly workshop or fortnightly workshop archive. One of the live lessons I did in there is a whole 2-hour workshop on these Nashville numbers. So if you find it really interesting, go back and have a look. And yeah, it's got that doo-wop progression. Absolutely, Joe. So go back and have a look, because that will really help you to understand how it all works. But it's cool, right? Oh, it was Jenny. I thought it was Jenny. Sorry. I just wasn't. I had a moment where I suddenly thought, that, yeah, of course it's Jenny. Yeah, cool. Okay, right. So let's whiz through. See, I know my students even better than I realise. Okay, so let's do Paperback Writer next. Hey Karen, hope you're doing fabulously out there. I play a bit of ukulele music, try and forget about all the craziness. That's what I'm doing. So next one's what we call the People's Choice. So every week, or most weeks anyway, Karen will do a poll on Facebook. Thanks, Karen, for this. And she'll suggest a few songs for you to choose from, basically a favourite from the Kanikapila vaults. And each week you guys vote on it. Whichever gets the most votes, we do. So this week it was Paperback Writer by the Beatles. Next week's, I've called it already because I was just preparing the sheets, is going to be Paint It Black, if you're interested. So, oh, thanks, Karen. Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Paperback Writer. This one worked out beautifully. It's complete by chance, so it wasn't designed that way. But it's brilliant because it's the simplest song. Really, really easy to play. Which goes with our theme tonight, which is absolutely brilliant. Oh, and apparently Karen's just done the poll for the next one after that, which is great. So you can get on and see what she's chosen and then pick your favourite from there. Okay, so most of this song, believe it or not, is one chord. We're in the key of G for this one, key of G major, and it's mostly the one chord over and over. You know how I say the G chord makes you feel resolved and sets you off on a journey? Well, that's exactly what we've got for most of this song. Now this one, it sounds really effective if you just do a walk, running, 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 down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Walk, running, 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 walk, running, 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 down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. You could even just do up and down the whole time. That will work as well. You don't have to do anything complex on this one. And most of that verse, it's just that G chord over and over. Dear Sir, oh, madam, will you read my book? It took me years to write. Would you take a look? It's based on a novel by a man named Lear, and a new job, so I wanna be a paperback. Now, if we just stayed on G for the whole thing, it would be really boring. Although there are some songs that do that. Papa Was a Rolling Stone is just one chord for the whole song. But we go to the 4 chord because remember, what is the 4 chord? It creates a sense of change. That's why it's being used here, to create a sense of change. So we go to the 4 chord played as a C, normal C, Paperback Writer. Then before we go back, we go to a C7. And that takes us back to a G. The reason a C7 works really, really beautiful is that it's a dominant chord. Whenever we play a dominant chord, it kind of feels like it adds more movement to it and it creates a tension that wants to be relieved. So for that last bit, Paperback Writer, just go to the first fret, Paperback Writer. This one's really high. Da, da. So let's do a verse together. 1, 2, 3, 4, G. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, C7, and G. That's basically a whole song. How cool is that? Really, really simple. Oh, by the way, let's have a challenge. What album do you think this song is off? I might be being mean there, you'll see. Prize to whoever guesses what album this song is off. Okay, right. Now, the only other bit we've got to do is the refrain, or is sometimes called the tag, which is Paperback Writer. The bit where it goes, Paperback Writer, Writer, Writer. Now, for this one, all you're going to do is the 4 chord once. Can you see it says NC next to it? Remember, NC is always slightly misleading because it really means one chord. NC, it literally translates, it means no chord, that's why it's there. But you need to hit some kind of chord, otherwise you have no music, right? So we hit C once and just let it hang for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. You do the same on G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we get E minor 7, and you might panic and think, oh no, it sounds like a hard chord. It's not. All you need to do, take away your ring finger off the G, or whichever finger you have on that E string. So C, G, and then take away your ring finger, gives you E minor 7. Okay, and that will sound like this. Paperback writer, 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 and then you're back in bum. Which is really cool, right? It's that kind of classic refrain, which is really nice. We've got some guesses coming in for the album. Now, this is slightly controversial because, Leslie, it's possible you're right on the American version of Rubber Soul, because the American version of Rubber Soul was different to our version of Rubber Soul. It's really interesting. I know that because, you know, I'm into the Beach Boys as well as the Beatles. Well, apparently it was Rubber Soul that really made Brian Wilson want to make Pet Sounds. But the Rubber Soul that he heard was very different to the Rubber Soul that came out in the UK. So it doesn't have things like Drive My Car on. It has things like I've Just Seen a Face. So the American one has more folk sound to it than the UK one, which is really, really interesting. By the time Revolver came around, it was the same. It was the same as our one. Right, I'm going to put you out your misery, and Joe gets the gold points this week because, quite right, it was just a standalone single. It was never released on an album, so it was a really classic, just a single on its own, backed up with Rain, which is a great song. It's the first song the Beatles did with backwards guitar and also backwards singing as well. Cameron's going to sing the Frere Jack part for us apparently, but yeah, that's it. The original actually looked something more like this. They used to, the early singles until Strawberry Fields, they used to release them with these lovely, these really classic, just basic parlophone sleeves. This is in UK anyway. And on the back, they always had adverts for Emetex, which was like a cleaning solution. I just think that's amazing. Like one of the biggest bands in the world, and they basically released it in a paper sleeve with an advert for a cleaning product. But it was all like that, wasn't it? I mean, what was his name? George Epstein, of course. When he first took on the Beatles, he had they had their store, didn't they? So they used to do a lot of advertising from that. Was that EMS? I couldn't quite remember. Anyway, one last thing. Sorry, I'm just jabbering about the Beatles. Don't get me started. You know I could talk all night. Just need my view from my dobs. If you want to, you can do that little riff, which George Harrison plays on electric guitar. What you do is you hold your finger down on the 7th fret of the bottom 3 strings like this. Okay. Gives you your first 2 notes. That's a G and a B up the fretboard. Yeah, Laura, very well thumbed that sleeve. It's the original, that one. And then you're going to put either your 3rd or your little finger on the bottom 2 strings of the 12th fret. 10th fret, sorry. I find it easier to use my ring finger because I have more strength. So you get this. See that? And then you put this finger at the 8th fret. I like to just move it up. And you play the E and the A strings. And then 2 more of this string. And then up to that 10. This will take a bit of practice. You probably might not get it tonight. But if you practice it, you'll get this. And that kind of replicates what George is doing for that lovely clangy electric guitar, which is really, really nice. And you play that over when we've got those long Gs. Otherwise, just strum a G with me and you'll be fine. Just have fun with this one, which will be really, really great. Anthony's just saying Revolver had a double A-side single. Yeah, that's right. Eleanor Rigby and Yellow Submarine. It's quite an unusual two songs to have as a double A side, isn't it? I think Eleanor Rigby is a lot better song than Yellow Submarine, but I do like it. Interestingly, on I think it's on the vinyl version of Revolver that came out a couple of years ago. It's got lots of extra songs on, like a deluxe version. And one of them is they found the original demo of John Lennon coming up with Yellow Submarine. Everyone thinks of it as a Paul and Ringo song because it kind of, people think Paul McCartney wrote it for Ringo because of the way it's quite novelty. But the verses came from a John Lennon song, and when you listen to the original, it wasn't like novelty at all. It's kind of really kind of melancholy. You know, his dad was a sailor and he basically left the family and went off on his own. It's kind of like about that a little bit. It's like, in the town where he was born, there was sad. And it's kind of, it's got this really almost like old time feel to it. It's really fascinating. It's probably available on Apple iTunes if you're interested, but see if you can find the original demo version. It's really, really fascinating. That's the Yellow Submarine. But yeah, Karen's just said, do you remember the single, the plastic thing for the hole in the middle? I don't know what that's called, but yeah, I've still got a few of those, Karen, because I do play 7 inches occasionally. So it's, quite good to have those little inserts, isn't it? Jumbo Records in Leeds. Mine, Pam, wasn't, mine was in the 80s. But mine was called Hedgehog Records in Tewkesbury. Little tiny record shop, but they had all the kind of all the vinyl and CDs and stuff. It was great. So yeah. Me and Sarah Maisel have the same now sound. Oh, I don't know what's that, Karen? Tell me more about that. I don't know what you mean by that. Is it the way we say it or something? Oh, is it because I go now? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just like I love Sarah to bits, so maybe we've passed it on to each other. I don't know. Little plastic thingy. It must have a name, mustn't it? Come on, someone must know. I bet Tim knows out on Oahu. If you're still there, Tim, let us know what the little plastic insert was called. Okay, right, let's have a go then. So yeah, the Frere Jacques bit's great. You can just hear it in a couple of the verses if you listen in the background. It's George and I think it's George and John in the background. Frere Jacques, you hear him singing. All right, come on, let's have a load of fun and give this last one a go. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'll stick around at the end just for a bit of a chat and see if there's any questions. But massive thank you for joining me again. It's been a whole heap of fun, and I think it's been just what we all need this week, is a bit of a breather from everything. Feels like the world's gone a bit mad, doesn't it? So it's like, we play ukulele, which is great. So thank you for joining me. We'll be back next week, of course, for more Kanikapila. And then a week on Wednesday, we'll have our next fortnightly live lesson where we'll look at clawhammer. So as I say, I'll stick around for a bit at the end, but massive thank you to everyone that's joined. Okay, let's get going. We're going to start with one of those refrains or tags. Paperback Writer. I've got to go really high for this one. Oh, apparently RPM adapters or record adapters. That's what they're called. There we go. You learn so much. Or a spider or spindle adapter. That makes sense as well. Love it. You guys are the best. I knew you'd know. Fantastic. Love it. Love it. Okay. Right. I've got to stop buying so many records though. Our poor postman gets really fed up with me because he has to bring all these vinyl records to our house, and they're really heavy, aren't they? Okay, right, here we go. Thanks, everyone. Paperback writer, writer, writer. Roll that G. Dear sir or madam, will you read my book? It took me years to write, will you take a look? It's based on a novel by a man named Lear, and I need a job, so I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. It's a dirty story of a dirty man, and his clinging wife doesn't understand. His son is working for the Daily Mail. It's a steady job, but I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. Here's the tag. Paperback writer. Ba-ba-da-bow, bow, 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 ba-da-da-bow, bow, bow. It's 1,000 pages, give or take a few. I'll be writing more in a week or two. Can make it longer if you like the style. I can change it round, and I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. If you really like it, you can have the rights. It could make $1 million for you overnight. If you must return it, you can send it here. But I need a break, and I wanna be a paperback writer. Paperback writer. Paperback writer. Writer. Just stay on G now. Paperback writer. 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 Woo! Well done, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. It's a bit crazy, that one on ukulele, isn't it? But aren't all the best songs really great? really simple. Oh, record grommet, Joe's saying. Yeah, I think I've had it called a record grommet as well, actually. Yeah. Anthony's saying Reddington's Rare Records in Birmingham was his place in the 70s. Ah, I love it. It's brilliant that now vinyl's had a bit of a comeback. There are some great shops around. We've got a decent record shop in Gloucester now. There's one in Tewkesbury where Mum and Dad live. Not Hedgehog Records, that came and went, sadly. Yeah, there's 3 record shops in Stroud, which is not a big town in Gloucestershire where I live, so it's bow, I love it. Yeah. So it's great to see it coming back. I do get a lot of my stuff online just because I don't get to go out very often anymore. But yeah, support your local record shop for sure. It's really important. That one was written by Paul McCartney, but it's kind of interesting, isn't it, that it was Paul McCartney who wrote that one, but actually by that point John Lennon had 2 books published. When I worked at West Norwood Library back in the day, we used to have a stack upstairs of like all the old rare books and stuff and things from the archive that we'd saved. And I was up there one day and this book had fallen down the back of the shelf and it was covered in dust. I could reach my arm over, brought it out, flapped it about and blew the dust off. And it was John Lennon's In His Own Right, and it was a first edition. I couldn't believe it. I almost fainted. And I tell you what, in the Bible you get those stories or allegories where people are tested, aren't they? Whether they're a good person or a bad person. Well, I've never ever been so tempted to steal in my entire life as that. I really wanted to keep that because it's probably worth an absolute fortune. But more importantly, you know how much I love the Beatles. But I didn't. I passed the test. I put it back on a shelf and actually dusted it off and put it where it belonged. But there you go. So I think it's probably still there somewhere in Lambeth. I think they've still got, don't steal it yourself, but I think they've still got a first edition copy of In His Own Right. And I'm sure it must be worth an absolute fortune. And it had only been checked out like twice as well, which is like, it's like 60 years or something. Just mad. Anyway. But yeah, so that's my Beatles story from back in the day. Thanks, Indrani. Just to let you guys know, I know I've been really slacking in terms of the new videos. It's just been because with everything being a bit crazy before Christmas and then the new year, I have to do all the boring stuff, all the tax return and all that stuff. But I just wanted you to know that there are more Beatles lessons on the way. So if you're doing the Beatles course, it hasn't finished yet. I've still got another 5 planned, so do check it out. and we'll have some new ones coming soon. And if anyone does want me to do any other Beatles numbers, I know Anthony's asked for She Came In Through the Bathroom Window. I'm going to see if I can do that at some point for you, Anthony. Let me know and I'll see what I can do. But we'll have at least 5 more Beatles numbers on that course, and then I'll be doing something new. So more videos to come. I know I've been slacking, but don't worry. You'll have more very, very soon. Anthony used to stack 745s onto the turntable. Love it, love it. Mark saying, first album he ever bought with his own money at age 7 was Chipmunks Sing the Beatles. I love it. Paperback Writer. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant. I actually had a decent one when I was early, because I think technically one of my first records, it might have been on cassette, but when John Lennon passed away, Mum got me his best of. So that's quite cool. But I think my first record was something really embarrassing. I think it might have been Boys to Men, The End of the Road. How cheesy is that? Do you remember that one? Although we've come to the end of the road. I used to love really cheesy love songs when I was like 11 or 12. And then I think my first actual record 7-inch that I ever bought, because I did have it, was Unbelievable by EMF, who were from Cinderford, just down the road from where I live now. So maybe it was meant to be. So I'm loving all these stories. Maxwell Silverhammer, that'd be great. Yeah, we'll have to get Mal Evans to come in and do the dun dun dun. Well, we would if he hadn't passed away. He was the Beatles roadie who did the anvil on that song, which is cool. But yeah, I'll see what I can do, Karen. Absolutely. And Bathroom Window as well. If maybe, do you know what, Anthony? My crazy brain is having all these ideas, but wouldn't it be great to do the whole of that? All of the what's it called? The medley on the back of Abbey Road. Maybe we could do that, the whole medley, and we'll end with She Came In Through the Bathroom Window going into the end and everything. That would be really good, wouldn't it? Because then you never give me your money and all that stuff as well. That'd be good. Yeah, let me see what I could do. Oh, I love Fall on the Hill. The video was recorded. That one, the video for that was recorded in Nice on the lovely kind of castle park which overlooks Nice, and that's one of my favourite places to go. So I love Fall on the Hill for so many reasons. Although when I broke up with my first girlfriend, I did put that on a cassette that I sent to her with loads of soppy love songs. How embarrassing is that? Love it. Oh, these are great ideas. Thank you. It's a gorgeous song, isn't it? Tim was telling me there's this really nice blog where they take Beatles songs and they remix them. And apparently there's a version of Fall on the Hill they did where it's just in isolation, Macca's voice and then the flutes, which sounds amazing. So I'm going to look that up in a bit. Sounds great. Oh, another classic. Michelle, yeah, Ma Belle. I can't remember the French bit. Jo saying the first album she bought with her own money was Czech Magione. I don't even know how to say that. Feels so good. I have very sophisticated taste as a 10-year-old. Oh, I love it. It's great, isn't it, when you're young? Mine were always really embarrassing, but Sandy, like, who's really into music, she turns 13 next month. But she's into loads of really cool stuff. I think she's a lot more switched on than I was at that age, which is quite nice. She's into a Chapel Roan and Taylor Swift, Olivia Rodrigo and stuff. And she introduced me to Leve, who we did a song from last week, didn't we? Which was really good. So yeah, sounds like I've got a challenge here. I like it. Let me see what I could do. That could be really good. That could be quite a nice one for concerts as well. Charlene got Snoopy versus the Red Baron by the Royal Guardsmen. That's pretty cool as well. I like that. I'll tell you another 7-inch I got when I was really young. I don't know if those of you that are in the UK, you probably have to be of a particular age. But there was this comic book called Oink, and it was kind of from the people who did Viz. So it was like really kind of crazy, but it was for kids. And I remember the first issue came with a flexi disc, a pink flexi disc of this song. and it was all these pigs singing this song. It's probably why I'm vegetarian. In fact, it might actually be. And they all sing, what is it? Don't eat pigs, they're made of ham. Eat that nasty butcher man. Just remember, stuck in my head. Trisha's son introduced it. Green Day and the Killers. Very nice, very nice. James Last. It's all coming out now. I love it. Amazing, amazing. Hey, if I ever get this meetup sorted, it's something I really, really want to do, either in the UK or in the States, or maybe one of both. I am looking to do that in the next couple of years. Perhaps we could all bring some records in, and we'll all reminisce about our record collections, because I think that would be really, really good fun. I love this. Fantastic. Right, well, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. We'll be back next week for another Kanikapila. Next week the theme is going to be Liberty Bells, so it's going to be songs about bells and chimes and songs about liberty. See if you can guess which ones I've chosen. That'll be a nice challenge for next week. Don't forget, if you're not already a member, you can join the website. It's £10 for silver membership, where you get 3 core courses, or £12 for gold membership, where you get absolutely everything and you can send me video submissions. 10 courses, loads of stuff on there. Learnukulele.com. Learnukulele.com. Get your tickets in for the cruise. Also, I'll have some more information about the Spanish retreat coming soon, which I'm really excited about, and Sore Fingers as well. And if you're thinking about coming to Sore Fingers, please get in soon, because we need to make sure we've got the numbers. Or maybe I can see what we can arrange. See what we can arrange. Yeah, see you soon, everyone. You take care, and I'll catch you next Monday. Cheers, guys. Bye.